Donald Trump's Gaza plan is not what it looks like. Well, I know the mainstream media narrative is that yes, this is what Donald Trump will do. He will take over Gaza. U.S. troops will be sent. This is in fact what he said. But that's not what I believe. This is not what I see. That this whole thing, how I see it, I'll explain to you more in a second. But I want to actually first play some videos and also read you some news coming in the last hour so that you have a better understanding, because at the end of this video I'll do some analysis and I'll connect the dot for you. But before I move on, just to remind you, most of my viewers are not subscribed. If you happen to be one of them, consider subscribing. Jordan is ready for war. Let's read this one first a little bit, okay? On Israel, in the event that Netanyahu attempts to forcibly expel Palestinians into its territory, Middle East Eye understands. The warning comes in the wake of repeated statements from U.S. President Donald Trump that he would like to see Jordan and Egypt take in Palestinians as part of move to clean out, quote-unquote, the Gaza Strip. Well-placed sources in Amman and Jerusalem told MEE, Middle East Eyes, that the last thing Jordan wants is war and is eager for a peaceful solution, but they are adamant that the Jordanians will close the border if refugees begin to cross into the country. If the Israelis seek to reopen it, it would be quote-unquote a casus belli, one source said. Casus belli, quote-unquote. The Jordanians are under no illusion they could win a war with Israel, but believe they would have no choice but to fight. Okay, so first thing that we have to understand here is that what is coming from Jordan. Next, Saudi Arabia on Wednesday reaffirmed its stance that it will not normalize relations with Israel without the establishment of an independent Palestinian state, rejecting a claim by U.S. President Donald Trump that Riyadh had dropped the demand. The Saudi foreign minister issued a statement emphasizing that the kingdom's position remains quote-unquote firm and unwavering following Trump's remark during a meeting Tuesday that with Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu at the White House. Asked if the Saudis demand the establishment of a Palestinian state, Trump, sitting alongside Netanyahu in the Oval Office, replied, no, they are not. So again, asked if Saudis demand the establishment of a Palestinian state, Donald Trump is speaking on behalf of Saudi Arabia, giving the journalists the answer, or the reporters, that no, Saudi Arabia will not. How shameful this is for Saudi Arabia. How embarrassing that a foreign country's head of state is talking on your behalf. I mean, this is such an embarrassment. Quote unquote, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs affirmed that the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia's position on the establishment of a Palestinian state is firm and unwavering, the Saudi Foreign Minister said in a statement. His Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, Crown Prince and Prime Minister, clearly and unequivocally reaffirmed this stance during his speech at the opening of the first session of the 9th term of the Shura Council on September 18, 2024. The statement recalled that the Crown Prince reiterated the kingdom's commitment during the Arab Islamic Summit held in Riyadh on November 11, 24, stressing the need for a Palestinian state based on the 1967 borders and an end to Israeli occupation of the Palestinian territories. Okay, two things that we are seeing here. Number one is Jordan saying that we are ready to war. Number two is Saudi Arabia saying we will not normalize ties with Israel unless there is a two-state solution. Now take a look at this particular video, shall we?
The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, level the site and get rid of the destroyed buildings, level it out, create an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for the people of the area. Do a real job.
Well, it sounds really good. Fantastic, right? But there's some problem. Number one, as I have said to you guys, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, they are not willing to do the job for Donald Trump. It's going to be an all-out war in the Middle East. There will be civil war. There will be, at least the Jordanian government will fall, Egyptian government will fall, because the people will rise up. This is something that is completely, totally unacceptable. We are talking about ethnic cleansing. We're not talking about a simple matter. It is something very, very big, and Jordanian governments, even if they go with Donald Trump behind closed doors, the people of Jordan, the people of Egypt will not let this happen. Number one. Number two, as I have reported just now, how Saudi Arabia and Jordan, they are reacting. Saudi Arabia is fuming at the moment because, as I said, Saudi Arabia's position on Gaza was always the same, that we will not accept anything but a two-state solution between Israel and Palestine. Now Donald Trump is saying, well, Saudi Arabia will drop that demand, is something that should make, if they have any spine, any ball, furious against Donald Trump. Are they furious? I think so. Are they going to take any action against Donald Trump? Anything outwardly against the United States at the moment? I don't think so. But in the long run, they will obviously want to prioritize the kingdom and its security first. So how they do it? They will test the population. They will most likely do some psyop or something like that of that sort to see if the people will agree. If Saudi Arabia does agree with Donald Trump by telling the Saudi citizen and the Middle Eastern people that, look, what Donald Trump is offering is the best deal we have for the people of Gaza, because they're living in misery, they're being bombed, they're living in this demolition site. Now they're getting offered to live in a very peaceful way in a beautiful country. Why not take the bait? Why don't take this opportunity? This is how Saudi Arabia will likely try to pursue its citizen if they agree to go with Donald Trump's plan, because according to Middle East Eye and some other news article coming from the Middle East, they're saying that yes, even though outwardly Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Egypt, they're saying, oh no, we do not accept this kind of proposal, but behind closed doors they might agree. And one of the things that we have also seen, guys, is this: Saudi Arabia and Jordan and Egypt, throughout the Gaza genocide, they were all talk. They did nothing for the people of Palestine. So now it's again back to all talk. Would they do anything to protect this displacement, this ethnic cleansing against the people of Gaza? Very unlikely. I think it's not going to happen. And number two, guys, is this: if this happens, if United States, they go with this plan, according to Donald Trump, what he said, then what will happen is this: the people in the Middle East, they will rise up. Iran will take full advantage of that. US has military bases all across Middle East, especially in Iraq, that could come under attack and that will come under attack by the Sunni rebels and also the Shia rebels. The entire Middle Eastern countries will be united. The rebels, the governments, even some of them will get united, and US will have to deal with this new war challenge and destabilization of the Middle East because of this silly, stupid decision by Donald Trump, if they pursue this plan, clean out plan of Donald Trump. Therefore, it is going to be a direct conflict between US and the Middle Eastern countries. So far, US, they have acted as if they're the savior. They came to rescue people of Iraq from Saddam Hussein. They came to Afghanistan to save the women from oppression of Taliban, and so many other excuses they had. But now if they do go ahead to save quote unquote the people of Gaza, then obviously these people in the Middle East and also throughout the Muslim world will know that we are not going to be playing with this kind of nonsense game with Donald Trump anymore. So they will take up action, because what is happening, or what happened in Gaza, was a genocide. Remember, this is a genocide. This is not a replacement of a government. It was not replacement of a government like Saddam Hussein or Taliban. It was not something like that. It was a genocide where 200,000 people were killed, according to what I understand. A lot of people are still under the rubble. So this will not be let go by the people of Middle East, the Arab world, like they have let it go for Iraq and Afghanistan and so many other places. Palestine matters also for the Muslims, because Muslims, their holy land is in Jerusalem, and they want to liberate the place Jerusalem. So many stakes are getting played in this whole quagmire, where Donald Trump is now dreaming of making Gaza a tourist spot, a beautiful beachside front property for his son-in-law. This is absolutely going to be a messed up situation. So what is happening, to what I understand, is this: because this problem cannot be solved by Israel, because they have tried 15 months and spent billions and billions and billions of dollars and killed so many people, committed genocide, but they could not never get rid of Hamas. They are seeing complete and utter defeat and humiliation in Gaza that will haunt them for the rest of their existence in the land of Palestine. And therefore, we are now seeing that Donald Trump is trying to convince them that, hey, look, don't worry, you don't have to go back to Gaza, because US is going to take over, quote unquote. This is what Donald Trump says, that we are going to take over Gaza. He's just trying to make these politicians, especially Bezalel Smotrich, people like Ben Gavir of Israeli extremist far-right group Lunatics, that we are going to take care of Gaza. Don't worry about it. Don't make any plan, because your plan backfired. In fact, you made it worse. You were defeated. You're going to spend billions and billions of more dollars. Nothing going to pan out. I'm not going to give you that much money anymore because I'm already stopping U.S. aid. I'm already stopping so many other foreign aid from United States. It's not going to happen. So stop your campaign of trying to annihilate the people of Gaza and destroy Hamas. That is not going to happen. Let me take over so that you, according to Donald Trump, what I understand, he's trying to talk to those extremist lunatics, far-right government from Netanyahu. You guys just shut your mouth, let me deal with this, and game over. The other way would be that the politicians of Israel, far-right, they went to Trump, including this guy, Netanyahu, and he begged them. Please, he begged United States, please do something about this. We cannot go back to Gaza. It is not possible because, remember, Israel, they have lost hundreds and thousands of its military in Gaza. They are still buried there. According to one report, it said 15,000 were injured, but I believe the number is much higher. Israeli casualties, 15,000, I believe the number is much higher. Israel knows they cannot deal with Hamas any longer, so they want to close the chapter and move on, perhaps try to take West Bank if they can, because Hamas is not there. The Palestinian Authority, they are a sellout, so it is going to be much easier for Israel to annex West Bank because the authority there is willing to sell this land to Israel or give it to them for free. And Donald Trump, he has this vision somehow. I do not know why he's so interested in West Bank now. He wants Israel to annex West Bank. He actually showed an example with his pen, compared that with the table. He said the pen is like Israel and the table is the Middle East. So he said Israel is occupying a very tiny piece of land in the Middle East. In other words, he's trying to maybe give Israel more land. And in this case, it will be West Bank. But Gaza, he will not do it. Gaza, he will not ask Israel to go and attack and take over or annex Gaza, because that is, again, not possible. The resistance groups, they have proven how successful, effective they are. And Donald Trump, he has seen it. Israel, they have seen it. Now it's over for them. But they are going to go after some other places of the Palestinian lands. But again, these casualties of Israel's IDF forces, they have lost, is something absolutely stunning, mind-boggling. And even today, they are losing their soldiers and troops in West Bank. I mean, can you imagine if West Bank has all of those fighters from Gaza, what will happen to Israel? It's going to be a complete nightmare. So before Hamas will reach to West Bank and start an all-out war, which Hamas leader has promised, by the way, that our next goal, we're expecting we will be fighting in West Bank. And before that happens, before Hamas will infiltrate West Bank, the fighters will come to West Bank. They are now trying to annex this place as fast as they can. And this is why we are seeing Israeli soldiers, all of them, a lot of them actually, are now in West Bank trying to destroy the residences and chase out those people who are living there. I know that my assessment, you could agree or disagree with that. And I think you will disagree, a lot of you, but let me know what you think about this, if my assessment is right or wrong. I do not see the way mainstream media wants us to see things. I see it in a completely different way. I see it as a complete defeat for the Zionist state of Israel. I do not know about you. Let me know in the comment section.